What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out the Southern Skunk. Today we're looking at this washing machine right here that is just making a shrieking sound, and it is absolutely pitiful. The model number is MVWC465HW2. Picked up this washing machine and I've already tested it and it makes a horrible noise. I'm going to show you that noise right now and how we're going to fix it. Like I show you on all these videos where there's these 6 lights right here. We'll turn this counterclockwise a few times, get it to the top, 1 time left, 1, 2, 3 times right, 1 time left, 1 time right. All these lights should light up. We will turn this over to where only spin is lit up. That'll take us through a quick little test cycle. Hit start and we'll wait. First thing you're going to want to do is lay your washer face down like this. Mine's sitting on my dolly, so it sits up a little bit higher. Makes it easier for me to work on. You'll need a 5/16 socket. We'll be removing this bolt right here. And then there will be one right there, you can see. We'll remove those 2. And then once we remove those 2, it will allow us to take off this covering. Now that that cover's removed, we've exposed the whole bottom, and now we're going to take this belt off. You can just slowly move it to the side, well, just like that, and it comes off pretty easily. Now we'll need to remove that nut right there. To remove this nut, you're going to need a 1/2-inch socket. Hold on to this wheel with one hand, and then with the other hand you'll crank. And this nut will pop off there. Once you get this nut loosened off, or loosened up, that comes off. This wheel slides right off. Before we do that, just rotate. Hear that? That's that sound we're getting. See if I can get it to do it again. Not wanting to do it again. That was that exact sound we were hearing earlier. But yeah, at this point, you just pull this wheel off. You can see the teeth on this. If it'll focus there. And they fit into these grooves and teeth right here. It sounds like they're rubbing against each other. Or this, yeah. Which if I push hard enough, it doesn't do it. If I loosen it, it just slides on those teeth. So before we look at the next thing, or take this off and inspect it, we're gonna need to remove this actuator. And there's a green screw right here, just Phillips head. And then there's another one right here, and then we'll be able to pull this off. You also want to undo the wiring harness right there. So I removed the screws for this. I left the wiring harness hooked in there just because it just holds it there. But there's tabs that are holding this Splutch in here. And you need to press these tabs. There's 4 of them. There's one here, one here, one here, and then one on the bottom. So anyways, push those in and you will twist it counterclockwise, so to the left. But I'm gonna do that real quick and pull that out and show you what it looks like. However, before we do that, this capacitor right here is kind of in the way. And there's a little 1/4-inch screw right here. So I'm gonna undo that real quick. And I thought I was loosening it, maybe I wasn't. All right, got that screw off the capacitor. Be careful because there's places on the capacitor you could touch, like up here where you could get shocked. But anyways, all right, now I'm gonna remove this. Like I said, there's 4 tabs around the perimeter of this. Push those in, turn them counterclockwise, and it'll pop out. You might have to play with it a little bit, but you'll see this pops out here. A lot of people call this like the Splutch, or something else. I don't know. There's a few names people call it, but this is one piece of it. And then you have your spring in here as well. So yeah, let me show you, or at least try to show you this real quick. So this shifter, where's my actuator? My actuator is hanging right here. Now this shifts it into different positions, but you can see this arm right here goes back and forth depending on what setting it's on. And that arm goes through this little slot here. So as you can see, if I'm trying to do this one hand, if I push this, see how that cup inside lifts up? Push it back, drops. Push it this way, lifts up, push it back, drops. Anyways, that's how that works to engage different components of your washing machine. But anyways, when I look at this, the teeth look normal. None of them are broken off. They look normal. You can see we got some, whatever you want to call that, but the teeth in this, and you can see it's been rubbing and stuff, but and then we got the spring here. But anyways, I got a new package of a whole new wheel and Splutch and all that, so I'll show you guys that now. Came in this box right here. I guess it's called the Splutch Drive Kit. W1072196.7 should be the part number. Open this up. Got a new spring, new nut in there, new little Splutch bowl, even got us a new belt. I mean, this whole thing came in this box. They even put a new little wheel in here, along with, oops, installation instructions. But nonetheless, guys, I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 different components that all came in this box. And guys, I want to say this was like, I don't know, anywhere between 20 and 25 bucks. So not expensive at all. Would be well worth your money to go ahead and get it fixed if you're having this problem. But nonetheless, guys, again, because this was so affordable, I'm just going to replace everything on there. I'll keep the belt, so I've got an extra belt, maybe for another washing machine, but I'll go ahead and put all brand new on there and see if that doesn't fix our problem. It should. It's the exact noise we found earlier that we were hearing when we were running the machine. So our spring will go on there like that. Take that nut out of there. This will drop in here. When you're putting this Splutch together, you're gonna want to put it in here like this. Put that ring in there. That way you'll see lifts up. That's how that is supposed to work. Once you do that, you drop your bowl inside. And again, when this shifts, lifts that bowl, lowers it, lifts, lowers it. But anyways, that's how you put that back together. So The assembly will be the same as the deassembly. You guys probably don't need video of that, but we're gonna see if this fixed our problem. A couple of things to keep in mind when you're reassembling it. Make sure you hook your capacitor back in and make sure the harness is still hooked up. Then you're gonna put your actuator in after you've put this splutch back in here. And there's 2 screws, one here, one here. Now there's a sensor that's right on the other side of this wiring harness, and it should split. There should be, like, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a little piece of plastic, and each one of those little prongs on the other side should straddle that. The arm, make sure this arm is going inside of this hole on the splutch so that it can shift properly. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I'm going to put this wheel back on here. I'll tighten this nut down. I'll put the belt back on, and then we will test it. I had a little hiccup during the reassembly process. The belt that they sent me is a little bit smaller than the belt that came with the machine. So I was having a really hard time getting this belt on there. And so I finally took this old belt and compared it to the new one they gave me. And this new one is probably about a 1/2 inch or 1 inch shorter than the one that was on it. So it was not going on these wheels. So I just ended up putting the old wheel back on it. And I guess I'll hold on to this belt, see if it ever comes in handy. But yeah, everything is replaced besides the belt. The belt looked like it was in immaculate condition anyways, so I'm not concerned about it at all. But that is kind of a bummer that they sent me the wrong belt. This has happened to me multiple times recently, including on a dryer belt, where they're just sending me belts that are shorter. So I set this up to test again. One thing I did was I removed a screw here, a screw here, and then there was one screw, I believe it was right here. This plate was on it. But anyways, I took those 3 screws off because that allows me to slide this top forward. And, well, hard to do one-handed, hold on. If you pull forward and slide up, you can lift up this cabinet. Now the reason you have to do that is because it will not spin or probably even agitate if this lid is open. So you keep this lid closed. I'm holding it closed with my hand, and I can lift this whole top panel where the washing machine still thinks that the lid is closed, but I'm gaining access to the inside to see what's happening internally with the basket. As you can see here, it is agitating, which is fantastic. It would be draining. I don't have it hooked up to water. Sweet, we got it fixed. At this point, it would have made that noise, and it was pausing there for a minute. That's whenever that horrible noise would kick in. It's not doing that, so I'm gonna list this puppy for sale. If this video helped you guys in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. If you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and like they say, let the skunk spray.